Hello everyone, I'm Storm Tracker ET meteorologist Austin Haskins. Some active weather is in the forecast over the next 2 days. We're still tracking multiple rounds of rain and thunderstorms in the forecast with the threat for heavy rain. Still looking at totals of about 1 to 3 to 1 to 4 inches area wide, but there could be some localized amounts of 4 to 7 inches possible where the heavier bands of rain and storms set up. This could lead to areas of flash flooding and of course a rise in the creeks, rivers, and streams. So we're going to be watching that. And we still have a threat for severe storms as well. We have a level 1 and level 2 risk both today and tomorrow, though I'll talk about this more. It is a little bit conditional because of this warm front right here. This is going to be the focal point the next 36 hours for not only where the heavier bands of rain and storms set up, but also the threat for severe weather as well. This morning, it's located kind of just along and south of the Minnesota-Iowa border. We're getting one round of rain and storms right now moving through the Chippewa Valley as of just after 7 a.m. Friday morning. And that will be the first wave that moves through. And this will be with us through the morning and into the afternoon. Here's 2 p.m. This run of Futurecast has that heavy band of rain from Alma to Neillsville and Marshfield. But we should see at some point this afternoon or early evening some breaks in the action. So that is definitely good news. But later tonight is kind of when that second wave of heavy rain and storms will move in. This run of Futurecast is keeping things farther south than east. So really I would say from about Jump River to Eau Claire to Red Wing southeast. And you'll see here coming up, others have it farther north and west. Into Saturday morning, we could see at least a decent break in the action from the rain, but then more showers and storms could develop Saturday afternoon and evening as a cold front comes through. And then finally, as we head into Saturday night itself, especially later in the evening and overnight, we're going to finally turn off the rain machine and quiet things down, at least for a short time. Now, another run of Futurecast. This is the HRRR model, and this one is continuing to show that first round of rain moving through basically area-wide through early afternoon. Then this one kind of quiets it down by the evening, but then look what happens overnight. And again, I want to stress, the radar is not going to look exactly like this, but this run of Futurecast, this model has everything farther north and west and basically encompasses the entire Chippewa Valley to some degree, even into early Saturday morning. Now we start to quiet it down a little bit late Saturday morning into the afternoon. Then here comes that chance for more showers and storms in the afternoon along a cold front. But then we quiet things down by mid to late Saturday evening. So how much rain are we looking at? This is just a look at Eau Claire, some of the different models. You got one that's showing almost 8 inches of rain. That's kind of an outlier, but the idea is that we're still looking at widespread totals anywhere, at least the models are showing for Eau Claire, about 2 to 3.5 inches of rain. Again, some isolated higher amounts can't be ruled out. That's just kind of one model going kind of on the worst case scenario high end, if you will. My forecast, I refined it just a little bit, but still looking at most likely 1 to 3 inches. The higher end totals, 4 to 6 inches. There may be a spot that maybe sees up to 7 inches of rain, but generally speaking, that 4 to 6 inch range. And then the lower end, about 1/2 of an inch. And the current alerts, still a flood watch in place for the counties in green. So that includes Jackson, Trempealeau, Buffalo, Pepin, Dunn, St. Croix, and Pierce counties. That goes till 1 p.m. tomorrow. And again, runoff from the rain could lead to rises in creeks, rivers, and streams. And there could be some areas of flooding as well. And we also have to watch the potential for flash flooding as well with this. There's already been multiple flash flood warnings across parts of southwest Minnesota and southeast South Dakota overnight. Some of those areas picked up 3 to 7 inches of rain there. Now, the other part of the story we got to talk about is the threat for severe weather. And I talked about this a minute ago. It is a conditional threat, in my opinion, because of the position of that warm front, plus with all the rain and storms around. Can we get a little bit of clearing or at least some drier time to kind of, recharge the atmosphere a little bit? So something to kind of watch, but right now we have a level 1 out of 5 risk in place for the areas in green. So from Luck to Ladysmith to near Medford North, no severe weather expected. From the areas in yellow, so this runs from about Hammond and Baldwin to Menominee and Eau Claire, Augusta, down to Neillsville and south. So almost kind of riding Highway 12 and Interstate 94. That is a level 2 out of 5 risk for severe weather. This one, it does pose an all hazards threat, but mostly looking at a damaging wind threat, especially it's a medium risk for that area in yellow within that slight risk. Hail is there for everyone up to about $half size. And there was a threat for some isolated tornadoes as well. And the higher risk is down farther to the south, mostly within that slight risk area. And that's along the warm front that'll be pushing up to the north. That will also be a focal point we'll have to watch for not only the heavy rain, but the severe threat as well. Then for tomorrow, if you recall yesterday, they had the entire area under a level 2 out of 5 risk. They have shifted that pretty far southeast. So from Medford to Stanley, Eau Claire, and Durand south and east, that's where the level 2 risk is now. It's a level 1 risk for everybody else. So that is good news that the risk level has come down for tomorrow. But with that being said, we're still looking at a damaging wind threat. Could have winds up to 70 miles per hour, hail up to $half size. The tornado threat is not expected, though you can see just a very, very low chance at the southeastern corner of Jackson County. So a lot of weather going on over the next 36 hours or so. So I would encourage you to stick with the Storm Tracker 18 weather team for the latest updates regarding to the heavy rain threat and, of course, if we have any severe weather as well. We'll be in the low to mid 70s today, mid 60s tonight, so we don't drop a whole lot. 76 tomorrow. Sunday, though, we're still going to be a bit humid, but we dry out. A high of 81. Now, there is a slight chance in the late afternoon and evening for places like Ladysmith, Cornell, over towards Stanley and Neelsville and Medford, maybe an isolated shower or storm Sunday afternoon and evening, but for the most part, we'll all stay dry on Sunday. Monday, warm, sunny, and humid, and then a chance for showers and storms Monday night into Tuesday. Scattered activity, highs in the mid-80s both days, even maybe upper 80s on Tuesday. But Wednesday, Thursday next week, look at that. Not only do we dry out again, but highs fall back into the upper 70s, lows in the 50s, so we're going to get a break from the humid conditions.